Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Hey Ju hey J Truth, work up. Happy you're here, girl. I'm glad you're here. I had a question for you, but I'll get to that in a minute. Hey Ollie Bowles, hey Mia. Let me say you came right on time. Thank you, Mia. Hey True Black, how you doing? True Black, thanks for still remaining a member. I appreciate it. I really do. Well, how's everybody doing on today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So y'all know I had to come on and do my commentary. It was so much going on yesterday. Child, I was on and off. And I was just listening at all the mayhem. And that's the only way I can explain it, right? So, child, y'all please hit the like button on your way in the door, right? Of course, you know I always log on before I come on to try to see if anything's been said. I saw a couple of videos. I saw a video from New Biology that I want to talk about concerning the Tea Lounge and the For Colored Girls play, and I also, of course, saw all the drama with Rick and Rita. But I also saw Jay Wilson's live this morning, and Jay Wilson and Rick Reed had a back and forth about Jay Wilson's commentary. I don't really understand why Rick was upset about the commentary at first, but when they started getting into it, going back and forth with one another, it just was what it was. Early on this morning about that. Hey, Miss Cruz, how you doing? And so that was very interesting. You know what I mean? So, but first, let me talk about. Y'all please hit the like button before I forget. When I logged on, I saw Nubiology had done a video, right? And she was on the video, speaking about some things that had been said about her. She said she had been called a snake, and all this and all that. I also, before that though, I saw a little bit of Lady Snoop's video yesterday, right? And so, I saw Nubia, like I said, I saw a little bit of Lady Snoops yesterday. I felt like Lady Snoop brought a lot of, she tried to bring clarity to the situation for me. I will say this before I get into the Nubiology video that I saw when the T Loungers on that. I am still confused as to the concept as well as the connection with the For Colored Girls poem and play and monologue. I'm confused as to how that intersects with Beef Sector and Dragon, right? Now she said Dragon may not have been the right word, but I don't understand what else you would call it. But then again, I haven't seen the finished product. You know what I mean? And maybe the Tea Lounge, maybe she's just not a good communicator. And I do feel like she was in defense mode because perhaps there were a lot of things coming to her, but I did not understand. What I don't understand is how Sequani was right, in my opinion, and even now she seems to refuse to take accountability and responsibility. The only reason why I say that is because she still seems defensive, right? And that is why. But if you are, ahead of this project, right? I'm assuming you are the playwright. You was the one in charge of the scripts, and in charge of telling the ladies what you wanted them to do, as well as what you wanted the gentlemen to do. You have to take accountability for any misunderstandings or any misgivings that came apart via your lack of communications. And like I said, maybe she is just not a good communicator, but she's not seeming to understand where some people are coming from, you know. And I also heard a comment, and I want to mention that real quick. When I was listening to Realities Live, and somebody said in the chat, or maybe somebody said on the panel, but New Biology, I don't know if she read it out or if she just said it herself, but they said something about Southern roots are coming out or something like that. I Once again, I don't understand what that comment was about, and what do Southern roots have to do with this play. You know what I mean? And so I mean, I'm Southern. We all know they say I sound like a slave and all this and all that. It is what it is. I don't find that offensive, because had my ancestors not survived slavery, I would not be here today to speak with you guys. So I am not personally offended by that. You know what I mean? And if you say I look like a slave and sound like a slave, I have my ancestors to thank for that. So I'm not personally offended by that, but I just didn't understand, um, you know, uh, what she meant by that, right? She needs to give all the ladies full disclosure before. I agree, right? I agree. Truth said T is an artist, and I feel so sorry for her. Reed intentionally tried to sabotage her project. Well, I get that because her and Reed um was into it, but also after that happened, I felt like she was very defensive. But here's the thing: even though Reed may or may not have tried to sabotage what she had going on, it is still valid when Lady Nika said, "You didn't tell me." That A, B, C, and D was going to be done. Now Nika went on to say that they had a back conversation, and she was, and she was cool now, right? But Almond Brown also was no, I didn't watch Tita, but Almond Brown also, I don't know what happened, J Truth, right? I'm not going at her at all. This is just simply my commentary. I have no dog in this fight, and I hope that her project is successful. But when it comes to accountability, if you have people that have misgivings, before you jump to the defense of your project or what you said, or what they didn't hear or whatever, um, you know, that is not accepting accountability, right? So Alma Brown did a video yesterday, and she was upset because she said she did not know, and had she known, she would not have agreed to be in the play. Lady Nika was initially upset because it was put to her that her life was going to be dragged, right? Not her character, but her life. It was later explained that it was her um a character that was going to be dragged. Well, see, Lady Nika never would have had to be upset if she had heard she didn't want, like, I believe miscommunication is key here, right? So if she didn't understand that her character was going to be dragged, or she didn't even, she said that she thought that when the Tea Lounge asked her to get Spillet Boy involved, she thought that she wanted him to be involved because she wanted him to do a review, right? That was what I understood was said on Nubiology's channel, right? So there's a lot of misunderstanding, and where accountability comes into play, if you are any type of leader, right, or the head of any type of project, where accountability comes into play is if you are the leader or you are the artist, right? You are the person that's rewriting the script for Color Girls. It is absolutely incumbent to you, no matter how big or small the role is, that everybody is on the same page. That's what I'm trying to say. And it sounded like she was, and another thing about accountability, J Truth, it sounded like she was in essence calling these women's liars, because she was saying that in her mind that they knew what was going on, but the ladies like Almond Brown and Fifi and Nika, initially, Nika, they didn't know that there was going to be a dragon portion of this play, and had they known that, they would not have done it. And my issue is what I still don't understand the concept or the connection, because if you've ever read the poem or monologue or seen the play, now I'm not talking about the movie because the movie to me is trash. But if you've ever read Shanjae's poems or her monologue, I don't understand the concept when it comes to the dragon. I still don't understand it because that is a very deep series of poems, the monologue, the play, that is very deep to me. And so maybe I would get a better understanding, when she presents her project, right? And so, uh, yeah, I'm not saying you don't have a grasp on accountability. I'm not saying that about you. I'm just giving my perspective. This is about me. This is my commentary. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no need to defend anybody over here because it don't matter. It's still my commentary. You know, respectfully. It's my uh uh this is my understanding of what I heard, right? So that's why it's my commentary, right? So because I am not in her mind, like I said, maybe she is just not a very good communicator. But when several people are telling you that they did not know that the dragon aspect of this play was going to be implemented, they did not know. And for you to only have seem to have concern about how you feeling, that is not only not accepting accountability and responsibility, it also sounded to me a bit selfish. Like I said, this is just my commentary. This is the way I am perceiving the situation, right? And I am not in that girl's mind, number two, right? So I still haven't heard her, and maybe I'm not supposed, like I said, maybe she's not a good communicator. But um you are in essence calling these people's liars. You're saying, I did tell you, whether you remember or not, I told you, right? And they're saying, no, you didn't. If it was presented to me, um, I would not have any part of it. You have to consider it. If they didn't know, they just didn't know. Point blank, period, right? So that is not accept. And then what you should have said was, I am sorry if you didn't understand my concept, if you didn't understand where I was coming from. Perhaps I could have been a little more explanatory when it comes to my project, right? Because I realize that some artists have an idea of thing in their head, and like I said, because she doesn't seem to be a good communicator, maybe her vision just was not communicated, right? And maybe when we see the finished project, we will all understand. But for right now, people like me have questions because I don't, like I said, I am familiar with Sanjay's work and I still don't understand the concept. I don't understand where the dragon coming in. Is because many people have not even heard of For Color Girls When the Rainbow Isn't Enough. But if you have ever heard of it, like I said, not the play, but the poems and the monologue and the original work, I don't understand. There's nothing flippant about that. It is very deep. I even put a um Wikipedia explanation of her work and what her work was about on my community wall yesterday, because I realized a lot of people, especially young people, have not even heard of her work, right? A lot of people may have seen the movie, a lot of young people may not even have seen the movie. And for a lot of people, this is the first time they ever heard of this play, of these poems, of this monologue, because we know when it comes to black history and things that black people do, especially when it comes to such a serious subject about oppression and racism and sexism in this society. Unfortunately, that is not put out in public. And if you are black, if you don't know these things are going on, you just don't know they're going on if nobody's telling you about them, especially if you are young. So that needs to be taken to consideration also. Perhaps this is the first time that a lot of people have ever even heard of Sanjay's work, as well as the For Color Girls poems or monologues, right? So you have to take that into consideration also. And in my opinion, that is also um uh uh right. So Marva said she saw the movie, she never knew it was a book, right? So you also, as a part of accountability and responsibility to your work, you also have to explain that. Now, at the point in time when Reed came on and said she was a snake, and Reed said that she told her that she couldn't drag nobody, like for fake. It has to be for real. And then she said her and Nika fell out, and then she drug her for real. And you said okay, and you took that clip or whatever. That sounded messy. Maybe it was miscommunicated. Maybe you did not mean T Lounge for it to sound messy, but it sounded messy. That is why a lot of people have questions. And until I'm sure that I'm sure that everything will come together when they watch your piece. If you decide to still publish it, I hope you do. I really want to watch it because when I watch it, if you publish it, maybe I will then understand the concept. But because I am familiar with Sanjay's works, I am still conflicted as to what dragging has to do with such a serious such a serious play, or a serious such a serious topic when it comes to black women and things of this nature, right? And so maybe you wanted to make it a little bit more lighthearted. That's understandable because it really is deep, but a lot of people don't know that. And also, if these people say they didn't know what you were doing, you have to take them at their word. You don't be defensive and come at them and make them, you don't tell them what they know. That don't make no sense to me, right? And so, hey, Tough Talk TV, how you doing, George? I ain't seen you in forever, child. But so that is my issue. But anyway, I heard what she was saying on Nubiology's live last night, because Nubiology came on her and said she told it to her when they had a personal conversation, but she did not remember her saying it to the whole group. Now, that is the way I understood it. If I am wrong, please forgive me, but that is the way I understood what Nubiology was saying at first, right? So she continued to talk. Then the T Lounge hit the live stream. She seemed very defensive still. She seemed like she couldn't understand where these ladies were coming from, that they felt like they had been misled in a way. Um, and so after that, they're still talking. And then Nika hit the link, and Nika said that she confirmed that they had some type of conversation, and they're cool now, right? But I still feel like at first she had a valid reason to be upset, just as uh what is the child's name, Ahmed Brown had a valid reason to be upset, because they did not know that there was going to be this spin on it, right? So, but when you make it seem like you told them and it's on them if they didn't know, and basically making it trying to make a liar out of them, in my opinion, that is not being considered of other people's feelings and emotions. That's what I feel about it. But going forward, I hope that she does present her work. I think that we all are eager to see it, since there's been so much back and forth and so much talk about it. And I hope that it goes really real for her. Now, when Nubiology did that first live, she said she was just doing it for her little channel or whatever last night, or early in the morning, right? So, but at first I heard her on Nubiology's first video. I heard her say something about a pilot, like a pilot as it pertains to some kind of, you know, you know, TV show or something of that nature. But maybe I was wrong. But she said she was just doing it for her little channel, right? And so I hope that it all goes well for the ladies. Nika said that she now has an understanding. I also didn't understand why Nika felt like she had to apologize yesterday on Lady Stoops' channel, because, in my opinion, you never have to apologize for your feelings or emotions, right? And so when it comes to the beef sector, we know that the beef sector is very messy. It is the beef sector. Okay, very rarely is there something positive in the beef sector, And so but when you introduce that dragon part, people are immediately going to be on alert. People are going to be emotional, like Nika, because she thought she was going to be dragged not based on her character, but on her life. So she had every right to be upset, right? Because once again, the T Lounge, maybe she's not the best communicator, so she had every right to be upset until it was explained to her. And even then, I don't feel like she needed to apologize for her emotions in any way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Because of lack of communication, right? So anyway, that's what I felt about it. But anyway, I took a screenshot. Hey, just Andrew. Hey, everybody came in. I took a screenshot. Oh, I forgot to pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. That I want to show you guys because J Truth has asked a question, and I didn't understand this question right here. And so, if J Truth is still in here, I just would like to ask her about the question that she asked. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on a second. Uh, hold on. Okay, let me try to show it. So J Truth said, she said, Lady Nika, Reed stay talking mess about you. Why you believe that? So J Truth, why do you feel like okay? You say J Truth stay talking mess. Why does she believe it? I was wondering, why you answer that question. It seemed very accusatory. And I was just wondering where you was going with that question because I understand. You want me to drop the link? Okay, let me get the link and I'll drop it. No problem. Hold on one second. Let me copy it. Okay, let's see here. Let me paste it. There you go. There you go. And so yeah, I was just wondering about that question. I was very interested in why you um asked her that question. But I dropped the link. Do you see it down there? Hey, Biggie Face. Hey, Just Andrew. Hey, everybody that joined the live. You guys, if you don't mind, please hit the like button. Uh, yeah. Let's see if she's gonna hit the like button, guys. Let's give her a few minutes. But anyway, like I said, overall, perhaps let's see, this might be her. Let me let me still put up my banner because y'all know I don't need no people is crazy around here, child. And so give me 1 second and I will. Okay. Is that you, J Truth? J Truth, is that you? J Truth?
Hey girl, it's me.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine, thank you.
Hold on, keep talking. I gotta get let me get settled real fast. Hold on.
Okay. No problem. No problem. I just wanted to take down the overlay. And so, anyway, those are just some of my thinking. Biggie Fate said the T Lounger sounded suspect at this point. Like I honestly feel the same way because of the her lack of wanting to understand where the ladies were coming from. And I heard her at one point say that she wasn't trying to smear Almond Brown's name, but when you basically in so many words call her a lie, that's what you're doing. Whether you're meaning to do it or not. So T Leon says she paid them. So it's typical beef sector do anything for a coin foolishness. Well, now my understanding that some of the ladies got paid and some of them didn't. I don't know. I even heard Nubiology say that if she would have been offered anything, or even if she had been offered it, she would have said put it back into the play. So yeah, but I do think Lady Nika said she did get paid. Am I mistaken about that? And I don't know whoever else, if anybody else got paid at all. So Olivia doesn't believe in having moderators for a reason. Oh, if somebody asked why I don't have moderators, observe the chat. Not one mention. Yeah, I don't feel the need for moderators at this point in time. You know what I mean? Because I have an issue with sharing moderators. On my last moderator, well, I had two moderators left. Um, my niece, which doesn't come online anymore, was a moderator. Um, and then I had oh, what is the name of it?
Claude.
Hey, once yeah, I had Cloud as a moderator, and he is now moderator for Jay Wilson. And it's nothing personal. I just don't share moderators, and so as of right now, And I can moderate for myself anyway. Now I might not. Y'all have to please excuse me 1 minute, J. True. I am on my phone, so if I do, I'm sure that I am not seeing all the comments because I am not. I'm on one device, and if you make a comment and you really want me to see it, and I didn't see it, please try to retype it again. Because I'm not. I'm sure I'm not seeing all the comments because I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard, and we know that StreamYard don't show all the comments. So y'all have to forgive me for that. Biggie Face said Miss O as always. Yeah, ran an open chat right. She's normally the only one. Yeah, I don't even. We are all adults, and I don't believe in the foolery. And the chicanery, and I don't like to spin the narratives because I don't beef no more. And this is just simply my commentary. You know what I mean? And so, if you make a derogatory a comment towards the channel holder, which is me, I'm just simply gonna block and delete you and move it right along. Cruiser said, I don't like that she's using for colored girls for the. Well, now see, that was my issue, Cruiser. I agree because I don't understand the concept or the connection when it comes to the beef sector and dragon. But perhaps we will, see, her vision when it comes out. But I would just like for her to, and she doesn't have to. I just was trying to understand the concept and maybe the connection when it comes to this play as opposed to how it molds into anything derogatory. You know what I mean? Hey, Food Junkie. Food Junkie said, forgive my ignorance, but how does an online play really? I don't know, Food Junkie. I guess we're going to have to see. You know what I mean? I don't know that either, child. I don't know. This is her vision, and we're going to have to see, child. Biggie Face said, I'm sorry. I knew it was going to be a hit, I guess a hot funky mess when Lady Nika was involved in the plot. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see.
Oh
Biggie
my God.
Face.
I just really want to
So
see all the
J2.
ladies' works come together. But hey,
Right.
Carter,
So
welcome back.
yeah. So thank you. Is it a StreamYard monologue? I don't know. I don't know, Food Junkie. I'm assuming that they did their parts via StreamYard, but I don't know that either. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you know, J. True?
Um, what I was told, the ladies, they were sent their scripts, they were compensated. Some of the ladies didn't take money. And they were sent they sent the clips back over to her. She has an editor now, and they're arranging everything, and they're gonna put it out.
Okay.
So that's how they're doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I hope it go. I can't wait to see it.
I
Maybe I will understand the concept as well as the connection. When we see the finished project, and I hope it's
right.
great. You know
And
what
the
I mean? I
ladies
hope
that
it's
she
great.
chose, like Almond Brown, um, Lady Nika, Tita Talk,
Mhm.
Demetra. I really want to see what these ladies have to bring. You get
Right,
what I'm
but
saying? And just to see her project be destroyed, I, it just didn't make sense. Why
right,
would
I
she
didn't
wait
think.
3 years, three
Mhm.
years to make Lady Nika the butt of a joke, and to have it come from Reed? I don't know if you pay attention to Reed, but Reed, Lord have mercy, Reed dogs Lady Nika out. And forgive me, I had to run upstairs. She dogs Lady Nika out.
So is that why you asked
So
Nika the question?
yeah. So I'm like, Lady
Okay.
Nika, and they have each other's point of contact. But she went to her live, like when she said it, she went to her live and she made that video, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
about T. So I'm like, why? I
She
couldn't
did. She
understand it.
made the
So
video because she was thinking in her.
everybody else asking questions. So I'm like, I'm gonna ask my
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
Why did you all, instead of just giving her that courtesy of saying, hey T, you know what I'm saying? I
Because
heard this
let
from
me answer that for you. I don't mean to interject, but she was 59 hot. Because number one,
I
because
get that.
it's a beef sector, and number two, we know that the beef sector is messy, and people have ran plays, in a lot of ways for a lot of years. We seen the show, and we know what that was about now. So, and Nika has done and said a lot of things on YouTube, and when you do and say some shady stuff, why would you not be on red alert? Why would you not believe that somebody is trying to do or say some shady stuff about you? Because Nika has been on here a long time and she has shared a lot of her stuff. So if she felt like she was going to be, Reed was telling the truth about her getting ready to be set up to be the butt of a joke, that's the reason why.
Okay, I have to push back on that, but reason and logic,
Hmm.
again, this is business.
Hmm.
T has paid her to do this, all right?
Hmm. Hmm.
That has been, from what I've seen, there hasn't been any malice, any conflict between her and T. I'm just saying the courtesy
Well,
that y'all here it is.
once
Hold
again.
on. The courtesy that y'all asking.
Mhm,
Why didn't T? This whole dragon thing. I hate that this words keep being thrown up. Why didn't
mhm,
she give her the courtesy? To say, hey, you could have just emailed to say, hey, read, put this out there. What is this about? You get what I'm
mhm,
saying? But
mhm,
now it's been cleared up because Nika,
mhm,
you were in a live, so you see Nika answered me back. She did answer me. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
Nika said that she was
mhm,
upset. All right, cool. And Nika said moving forward, she's good.
mhm.
So that
Right.
what just
Yeah,
threw
I said
me,
that.
huh?
Yeah, I said that nigga, they come to some sort of understanding now. Uh-huh.
Which is good. That's what I'm saying. It's
Absolutely.
great. I'm really excited to see these women moving forward. But I really felt
I,
fatigued because I'm like, money and time and everything has been put into this play. And
mhm,
then you got these people like, us and the naysayers that just spinning it and spinning it. I'm like, this
mhm.
is ridiculous. So that's why
Well,
I'm like, I really
let me read this to you, okay?
go ahead.
Mia S says, Miss O, even though T Lounge is messy, all she needed to do is keep all the conversations alive, which I agree. That's a part of accountability. Them slick one-on-one conversations. That's right. That back conversation thing. That's why Nubiology, when she came on, she said she want to talk to the whole cast, or she don't want to talk to nobody at all. See, that's the reason why she said that. If y'all seen her video and you caught that, the reason why she wanted to talk to everybody or nobody at all is because the one-on-one conversations, and perhaps the one-on-one conversations is why some people were confused, like Almond Brown. So you can't discount anybody's feelings. So whereas Nika and T Lounge have come to a resolution, it sounded from Almond Brown's video that she was standing on what she said. I was not aware that this sort of thing was going to be happening. And had I known, I would not have agreed to be a part of it. People seem to be discounting that. And by T Lounge being the artist, I think that it's unfortunate that she is wanting to override what T Lounge, what Alma Brown said and what Nika said initially and what Fifi said, and all she said was they knew. Maybe you thought they knew. I'm assuming, but clearly they didn't know. So that is what makes people still have questions. Perhaps if she would have been more articulate in her explanation at first, instead of being so defensive, we wouldn't be here now. That is why some people, still have questions. That is why, and I still don't understand the concept or the connection to the play. I still don't get that.
I totally get
Because
that. So
it's a very serious situation. Let me
I
add
yes,
Cruiser. Hold
ma'am.
on 1 second before you comment. Let me put my banner up.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
second. 1 second, please. But I appreciate you coming up and explaining where you were coming from as well. Because I'm just
Absolutely.
this is just my commentary, and these are my questions.
You
Cruiser,
know
is
you
that
ain't gotta
you?
explain that to me.
What Cruiser, is that you?
Yes, it's me, and I'm gonna go on
Hey,
mute.
Miss
It's
Cruiser,
me.
how you doing? How you
Hey,
doing?
good morning. Oh, good afternoon, ladies.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm well.
Go ahead, Miss Cruiser.
So, for me, I know, the dragon thing is a big part of it, and I wouldn't like that either. But for me, there's a bigger picture. There's a
Uh-huh.
bigger picture. You're using this piece of art, something important to me, as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned. That
Yeah.
started in 1976. It got the Broadway musical got a Tony. It went on to
Yes.
a book,
Yes.
because it was so impactful on women.
Yes.
And then it went on to Tyler Perry making it into a movie. And like you said, for some people, it was trash. It was problematic.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it's a bigger picture to me. When you take somebody else's important work,
Right.
they're and you take the monologues, or if I'm saying that right, from what they're using to use in your project.
Mhm.
I think there's a responsibility that goes with that.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
some of the things that I'm hearing that could be connected to this, I am not happy about it.
Yes. That's
I'm
where I'm coming
disappointed.
from.
I think it may come. She's saying wait for the finished product. I don't see how this is going to be anything positive. That the whole point of that was for women empowerment. It was to speak of some issues that used to be taboo to talk about when it came to
Right.
women.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was to encourage women, to get women to talking about things that we need to talk about so we can protect ourselves and say, hey, this happens, and let's heal the people that it happened to and avoid it from happening to our future.
Hmm.
So to take that and incorporate it in anything that's beef sector, it's not good. And to take that, let's set aside the beef sector. Let's push that aside. To
Right.
take that in any way,
Uh-huh.
Right.
further trigger women with
Right.
what you want to connect to it.
Right.
I pray that she was very responsible with that.
It's absolutely. That's the reason why I said I didn't understand the concept, because it is a very deep issue. Not only in 1976 to this day, black women are still having to deal with these issues of oppression and racism and sexism. Not only in the workplace, but in our own homes and our own communities around the world throughout the diaspora. So I didn't understand where beef sector, dragging, how that how that could be incorporated in such a deep work. So but like I said, perhaps it will be it will be very good when we see it, and I hope it is, not trying to down her work, because I haven't seen it yet, but I just don't understand how you could take something so sacred and something so deep to women, and interject nonsense into it. So that's my issue. So yeah, but I agree with you, Miss Cruiser. Absolutely.
You know what gets me about the beef sector
Uh-huh.
is that we can never separate our mind from it. I'm looking in the chat, and people who we never hear from on panels
Mhm.
always want to uh, give their opinion. You have something personal, or it can't be personal because these people don't know me. So you don't like the character or who I portray or who I am when I come on in the beef sector on YouTube. You for whatever reason, you have a right to that. I don't have an issue with that. But right now we're talking about this tea lounge in the book, and it amazed me that people can't separate those
Right.
things. You know what I'm saying? And have a full discussion. Me and Jay
Mhm.
Truth have had some disagreements. Not nothing big, nothing serious, but
Have we? Wait a minute, have
oh,
we?
I think with Timo.
I don't believe so. No. I don't think
Were
so.
you in the Were you in the Navy? Maybe I got you mixed up with somebody else.
Yes, I have been in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. You said sometimes Miss Cruiser you bit too much. So I don't think it was a disagreement, but you've told me that something you said back then, and I haven't held it. I'm just saying that, but we have been able to have other discussions that we've been able, whatever that was, and I don't remember, and you don't remember fully, and you don't remember even saying it,
Okay,
but
maybe
we've been
because
able to
it
push that aside
yeah,
and
it
be able
hadn't
to
been
have a
serious.
healthy discussion, and
Right.
that's my point is that people can never say, okay, I don't like her because I think she's phony and she's fake because I don't know, because she go to everybody chat and go and drop down in anybody's chat that she want to, and she says she ain't loyal to anybody, and I'm not. So I can't set that apart and have a conversation about this thing over here. It's mind boggling for me.
I I don't take things to heart. Let me just explain this. I understand that that sister has a degree in the arts or whatever. I truly believe that she is gonna pay all the respects to the material, and I do not believe that she would wait 3 years to sabotage her own project. I believe that people are kind of up in arms and in their feelings. I understand completely how this all began and where sometimes you have to consider the source and read through that out there, and it came from Reed. And so
But see, Reed, now see,
Hold on. Let
Reed
me
is
just finish. Let me just finish.
okay.
And
All right.
I am willing, just with anybody else, to just sit back and let this thing ride out. All the women put their time and efforts in, so I'm just willing just to give them all respect and see how this goes. So I don't want to talk down and disrespect anybody, you know. So that's just where I'm coming from. You get what I'm saying? And I'm also looking at this being a project manager and working with stiff necked Negroes and knowing how sometimes they can just kill something before it even gets to the end. You know, keep your personal feelings out of it and just let things go and see how it ends. So that's where I'm coming from because I've been in certain positions. So let it go. You know, that's
That
where I am with it.
invalidates.
I really want to see this thing happen.
But
That's it. That's all.
I want to see it happen too. But you can't invalidate somebody's feelings.
I got
Like
yes, ma'am. Yes,
I'm
ma'am. I
like
also
I'm
get
in Brown. I'm in Brown. She still has not addressed her video. You know, the only thing she said was basically, "I told y'all." But I'm in Brown is saying, if I had known that it was going to be this type of spin on it, I would not have, participated in this project. You can't discount that. But like I said, yes, she is the artist, and I understand that. But as you being the artist, as you being the leader, you have to be more explanatory. You can't just sit somebody's feelings to the side. No, nobody wants this. I personally am doing this commentary not to down her in any way, but I am simply pointing out that maybe perhaps you could have been more explanatory when it comes to your project. And perhaps if you would have done that, even after Reed allegedly try to sabotage her project, instead of you coming out in defense mode, perhaps you could have just explained it thoroughly, the way that he has taken several days to be explained. If you would have done that at first, you know what I mean?
yes,
We wouldn't have be here where we are right now. That is where responsibility and accountability comes into play, because you are the leader, you are the playwright. This was your idea initially. So if you could have been more explanatory instead of defensive in the way that people are defensive in the beef sector, maybe we wouldn't be here. Maybe some people wouldn't think that she was being cagey or it was any kind of setup in any kind of way. Because you have to remember, this is still the beef sector at the end of the day. And
yes, ma'am.
even when you want to bring something good to the sector, it's still going to be mess injected into it. And she injected a mess when she said she wanted, like Spill It Boy, like Nika said, she thought that she wanted Spill It Boy to do some type of review on it, not necessarily like bring a cleanup, right? So if she would have explained that to Nika, then it wouldn't be confusing. I'm glad they worked it out,
Yes, ma'am.
but you know what I mean?
Oh,
Perhaps she is just not a good communicator.
yes, ma'am. And also the first video that Nubiology did when
Mhm.
Almond Brown went up there and she explained to Almond that no, your character was not gonna be dragged in any way.
Mhm.
Well, for me, it I gotta get that through my head too. I thought
Mhm.
that that was her explaining to Nubi that no, that you're good. You're not part of that. You're not part of the dragging of any of this. No, no, it's
Mhm.
not, and it's totally character based. I
Mhm.
thought that that was the explaining, and they went back and
Mhm.
forth and back and forth. She completely explained what that was to her, so I didn't kind of understand.
But she explained it on Nubiology's panel. What Alma
So
Brown
why
was
are we
saying is
chewing the
that,
cud on that? That's what I'm kind of understanding. What is the chewing the cud of? Like I
but
don't
what
understand.
the
Maybe that's
cud
just
of it
me.
is,
You
if she
can't.
didn't understand initially, before this came out with whatever it was that Reed said, she did not have that type of understanding before all of this melee happened. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That is what the
Yes,
issue is.
ma'am.
She did not understand before all of this came about. She didn't understand it before. So
Yes,
she
ma'am.
wasn't that wasn't explained to her before Reed said what she said. Do you see what I'm saying? And I just feel like her feelings have been discounted, because the girl T Lounge is the leader. She should have been more explanatory. She should have made it clear to these ladies that did not have a good understanding of where she was coming from. You can't discount that. That's not right. And she kept saying her feelings was hurt and she was, blah 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 and blah blah blah. But what about these other ladies that didn't have a good understanding? You can't just discount what they have to say, and if they didn't understand it, baby, they just didn't understand it.
And it sounded like they didn't have full disclosures because there were some
Right,
things that T Lounge may have wanted to hold to herself, and maybe they still don't have full disclosure, perhaps.
right, and then it's not right. That is not right. You have to. That is not right to me, because anytime you are a part of anything, not just this, anything offline in your real world, you never want to be a part of something you don't have a full understanding of what's going on. See, that's how
Uh,
people get set up, and that's how people get walked into situations that they did not even want to be walked into. But now they in the thick of it, because they didn't understand what was going on initially. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I drop
I
a link
guess
just
I
now.
Somebody's
I
asking.
guess because I work my career, we do need to know basis all the time. So
Right.
uh well, I completely
You
understand.
come from the Navy. You come from the Navy. You are all about taking
I mean,
responsibility when you are a leader. Listen, you follow your commander, right? It
and
is
I
I was
give
going to
and
say,
I
with that, you don't
y'all's
always get full
responsibility.
disclosure. You get as needed.
and
Right.
I give our orders need to know, and sometimes just to
Hmm.
keep down confusion, you don't
Okay.
always need to know certain
Right.
things.
And I
Hmm.
You get what
understand,
I'm
but in a
saying? Do you understand
situation
what I'm
like this,
saying? And then
but
I
I
guess
get it. But
let
wait
me
a
say,
minute, baby, wait a minute. But in a situation like this, they all needed to know. The
I
fact that
guess
they all didn't know caused the problem. That's all I'm
Because
trying to say.
their name and their brand is connected.
this is
Right.
what I'm saying, and maybe I'm just I guess because I don't have any my feelings for so long, just don't get involved in
Right.
stuff like this. Maybe that's where
Right.
I'm coming from. So I guess I'm
But
Right.
wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not invalidating anybody's feelings on her. See,
No,
that's
I'm saying I
issue.
just don't get
Just
my feelings don't be in,
is
I
this
just
you,
get on
just Andrea?
I just be on
Yes,
go
it
for
is, Miss
so long
Olivia.
that I
That's
don't
it's
my
me.
feelings don't get involved.
Well, I mean, we are all adults, and everybody have their own feelings and emotions. If you like T Lounge and you are backing her,
No,
that
ma'am,
is
I'm not.
par for the course.
No, ma'am, it's not about me backing her. I'm just looking at it
Mm.
from like a professional kind of stance. It is like
It's not, but see, for me, that's
I
how
guess
I'm
I
looking at
don't
it
have
as well.
I don't have feelings. I think I got feelings.
well, you have
That's
feelings,
not,
but
I
I
didn't
think
say you
that
didn't have
I think
feelings.
that you're forgetting that when your brain, with you being with the Navy and people as need to know, that's United States business. But when your brand and your name is attached to it, I think that you should have a choice in the matter before you sign. Even before you signed up for the Navy, you knew what you knew what was up, and you had a choice in it. But when you just totally blind to it, that's it's like I'm about to put my name on this art, or I'm about to be attached to this art, but there's some things I don't quite know.
Ooh, we Miss
Right.
Olivia, I'm dead ass. I really feel like
Mm.
just do the shit.
Yeah. Can I say
That's
one more
how I
thing, and then I'm gonna slide
that's how
down
I
and
do
let you
my
ladies go back
employees.
to the discussion. If I could, with Olivia's permission, there was something that Biggie Yaya said in the chat that made me understand her hostility against me, and I want to address that if that's okay.
Who
Yeah, that's fine.
hostility?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Like, so she said that I said on Pazar's chat that it was okay to drag special needs children
Huh?
because it is the um, what the beef sector do or the culture of the beef sector. I never said that. I have a special needs child. I have birthed, raised, and
Uh,
love a special needs child. I never said that. What I said was that I will never, never feel the need to defend or be offended by anything anybody have to say about a child that I birthed. Nobody will never make me feel ashamed of him or feel the need to defend him to strangers that mean nothing to me. And he means everything to me. I said that. The second thing I said was is that people do all types of things in the beef sector to reach at people and grab at people, put up people's uh, deceased relatives. They drag folks' relatives. They drag special needs people and kids. And I said, I don't put myself in a position where I'm going to be battling that. I didn't never said it was okay. I think those things are disgusting, whether it's about somebody's disabled kids or somebody's not disabled kids. I think talking about kids, period, is disgusting. So I never said it was okay for any of that. You are either mistaken in an error or you're spreading something that's a bold faced lie. Now, because I choose not to be offended and be swinging over mine, because I don't see nothing to swing about. Because nobody can ever offend me over my disabled child. That's what I said. And that's what I mean. So if you want to dislike me for having that feeling as a mother who's not ashamed of her child and don't feel like it's anything to fight a stranger about, then you go on. You go on because you sound like you're looking for something. But you're saying something that I did not ever say. I never said it was okay for anybody to drag a disabled kid. But you know what? A disabled kid ain't never gonna see it. So if somebody want to come out here and be ignorant and speak against one of God's creations, that's on them and their soul and their heart. But what I'm not going to do is be offended by their ignorance because it doesn't change who my son is and it doesn't change how precious he is to me and to everybody else and to God, most important.
And then she dropped the mic. I understand. Thank you, Miss Cruiser. And I absolutely understand what you mean when you say coming to the your choices when it comes to your disabled child. I have a disabled niece. I've said it several times. She is autistic, and I love her to death. And I'm gonna be defend her to the last, but I don't have to come online and defend her. It just is what it is. I don't know anybody anything. Um, so just Andrew, give me a second, right? So Biggie Fate says, so why should T Lounge? I guess why shouldn't T Lounge defend herself? You and a select few on here are phony and flip flop depending on whose panel you're at. Well, I don't hit anybody's panel. And for me, she has absolutely every right to come out here and defend herself as well as her vision for the project. Like I said, as far as I go, I'm as everybody know, I always got questions, and I still have questions because I still do not understand the concept. I don't understand how for color girls intersects with dragon and the beast sector. So those are my questions. But she absolutely has a right to come out and defend herself. But Lady Teal said you have to put yourself in the other lady's shoes. And I absolutely agree with that. Because it didn't seem like she was putting herself, Lady T Lounge wasn't putting herself in the other lady's shoes as it pertains to them saying that they did not know that there was going to be this part of the play involved, and had they knew, they would not have agreed to it. I don't feel like you can discount that, and that's not putting herself as the creator of this project in the other lady's shoes. Like I said, maybe she is a wonderful playwright, but she is just not a great communicator. That's how, but she has absolutely every right to come out and defend herself as well as her stance, So as well as the other ladies do too, as well. That's all I'm trying to say. Cruiser said, "Thank you for allowing me to say that on you. Oh, you are more than welcome, Cruiser, anytime." Um, Spanky says, I want to read that. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. Spanky says, what does this play have to do with the brand? Um, um, I guess you would have to ask them. Each one was given a script and some was paid, which means it was a contract. Well, from my understanding, it was a verbal contract. And I don't know what it's got to. I guess they don't want to be involved in any type of mess because that's what I heard Ahmed Brown saying. And for Nika, initially it was that she didn't want to be dragged based upon the facts of her life. And so, yeah. Kenneth said, "This is why I said I don't know the artistic intent. I don't either, because that makes all the difference, right? And perhaps when we see the finished project, Kenneth, we will then be, have a better understanding. But for right now, only thing we can do is speculate, because we haven't seen the project yet. That's all I'm saying. If it is a comedy, then say that true. If it is based on the original, then say that right. That's why I'm saying she's not communicating that, and I don't understand it. So if it was meant to be, spent as a comedy, okay, say that. Then that would make the concept would make more sense. But if it's based on the original play, where does the dragon come into play when it comes to this play and this poem? You know, these series of monologues, I don't get that. And so yeah, that's oh yeah, and J Truth, yeah, J Truth said she had to fall down, y'all. Um and so yeah, so that is where but what is going on between Biggie Face and Cruiser? Cruiser, Biggie Face said what they saying in the chat, and Miss Cruiser said what she had to say, and that's I don't have nothing to do with that. Hey, just Andrea.
Hey, Miss Olivia, how you doing
I'm,
today?
I'm all right. I'm so sorry it took so long to get to your comment, little, but go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think it was a misunderstanding, miscommunication. But the thing that what really had me taken aback, because you had so many people coming out saying this, I didn't get this information, I didn't get the information, and I felt like Lady T Lounge was a little defensive, and she wasn't even hearing her cast members. So I
Right.
felt like if you're not listening, if they're all coming out with videos talking about I didn't get this information, I didn't get this information, you should have called an emergency meeting and had everybody together and had a conversation with them and say
Right.
and take accountability and say maybe I thought I told everybody, but maybe I didn't. To calm the nerves of everybody, you should have had an
Right.
emergency meeting, had an
Right.
emergency StreamYard meeting, and when you seen all this shit going down, you should have stopped it right here. You should have
Yeah.
emailed everybody, had an emergency meeting, and said, if I
Right.
didn't say it, I apologize. I take accountability, and this
Right.
is what it was, and roll
Right.
on. Then you wouldn't
Right.
have
I agree.
all these panels, and you wouldn't have all this.
Yes, I absolutely agree. That's all I was trying to say. You have to accept accountability and responsibility for your lack of communication, because
Right.
clearly the ladies didn't feel like that what you were envisioning was not communicated to them, right? And
And
so
then when
instead of being so defensive, just come out and say, "I'm sorry, I miscommunicated. I'm sorry if you misunderstood my vision, and I apologize." But perhaps Reed is allegedly trying to start trouble, and that's not what it is. And so just taking accountability and responsibility to that.
you could people always say that. But my mama always told me sometimes you might call somebody a liar, but sometimes they tell them the truth too. So
Right.
you got to look at both sides.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you never know. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
so we
Reed is
don't know.
telling the
We're
truth, I don't
speculating.
know. Right. Yes. That's why. But I felt like it could have been dealt with differently, and perhaps we wouldn't be here today. You know what I
and then
mean? And
and,
so,
and then you get upset because then we're asking questions and you get
right,
upset as the we're you put it on YouTube, you get upset
right,
because we're asking questions, and
right.
I'm like, I'm not trying, like last night I said, I'm not trying to talk against you, but I seen you in I seen you on somebody else's panel and you said this. If you change your mind, it's okay. Just say we got everything good. If you don't tell people that and people still got questions, this is why we got questions.
Absolutely. Is that you, Sassy?
Hey,
Hey, girl. Hey.
hey, girl. Hey, I'm on mute. I'll let Andrea finish.
Okay, so if like I was asking questions last night because I really wanted to know the answer, and so last night I felt like you was getting. I wasn't talking. I'm not talking against your play. I hope everybody worked out. I hope it gets together. I thought this could have been solved if you had an emergency meeting with everybody and you could have shut this shit down real quick. But when you take your ego out, take your ego out. Okay,
Yes.
take your ego out of this. Yeah, this is your baby, but at the same time, is your cast members, you the one you picked. You should have called an emergency meeting and had everybody sit down and say accountability. That would solve all the problem, and then you could have shut all this shit down right then.
I agree. Hey, Sassy.
Hey, Sassy.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, Miss Girl. Okay, hold up. What did you do? You and your husband went to Europe for 2 months, or what's going on?
Girl, no, I had just been taking a sabbatical because anytime I start to get angry for real, it's time for me to take a mental health break. And
Time to
so
take
that's
a
what I
break.
did. So what's going on, Sassy?
Nothing much. I really just came up here to say hey to you and good to see you back. You came back in the nick of time, honey, because this baby, these streets is streeting, ain't they? My God, I
Yes,
cannot
yes,
keep up.
Well, Sassy, I heard you getting with the girls too.
Oh,
Uh, girl, I
sometimes
did. I was like, ooh, who done got Sassy upset? What is going on?
I can't stand when they take your kindness for weakness. That's kind of my trigger, you know?
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
even though I'm a sassy bitch, I'm a nice girl. You know what I mean? And so
right.
I don't like that kind of stuff. So yeah. So I'm gonna try to do my best to recap Sunday, but I'm gonna tell you, I cannot wrap my head around most of these fallouts. They're so complicated to me, and normally stuff is not complicated to me. And these stories that are on the streets now are very complicated. It's not
Yeah.
just X, Y, and Z. It's a whole bunch of LMNOP, and then I got to go back to A and B. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mess.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree, Sassy. That's why I want to talk about the Rita situation as well, because that is very I'm conflicted in my emotions when it comes to that subject.
Abs- Conflicted is the word of the day. Do you hear me?
Girl,
My
I was
back
like,
chat,
ooh.
my secret back chat, honey, they like kind to me. I think she's talking about on a chat reps channel.
Mhm.
But um that people are like, oh my god, I feel so horrible for Rita, and then other people are like, Rita been doing a lot of mess in these streets, and other people are like, well, but I've had to deal with somebody who is either on drugs. I guess Rita says she's not on drugs anymore, not past drug. It's very, this story, the Stacey Roberson story and T Lounge story are all
Yeah,
human interest stories that are not
yeah.
just black and white. They're just not.
No, they're not just let it. And even by you mentioning that Stacey Robertson story, just to expound on that, I hadn't even had time to talk about that because I really didn't understand all of it. I
Mhm.
haven't really kept up with that story, but I didn't know if she had a genuine need or if it was something else going on. And because I started hearing about people owing people $50 or something. And then I don't know if they was talking about Stacy or talking about somebody else. Girl, I was confused.
That will I will try to now that one I kind of have my head around because I inserted myself on that one, so I know a lot more about it. But I will say that, and the $50 was referring to Stacy owing Joanna, and
Oh,
I took it upon myself to pay Joanna back because I said, Joanna, you're not gonna see that money. I'm gonna give
hmm
you this money, and
hmm
keep your purse closed, baby, because
that,
so
that was nice of you to do that.
yeah, because that could have easily been me. That could
That
have
was
easily
nice.
been me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just, to me, I just look at it as like Joanna might be an annoying panelist sometimes, but I really like her. I like her presence over here, but she's a sweet girl and she don't cause no whole bunch of shit for nobody to be, doing that to her. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's I mean, except, I know I got a sassy mouth, but I don't bother nobody in their real life. You know what I mean? And I felt like sometimes we come to the aid of a content creator because we know more about them, or sometimes,
Yeah.
we take sides or whatever. But I wanted to clearly take a side and say, that's not cool. People who are looking out for each other, what we're supposed to be doing in the community, we're not going to dog that person out. What are y'all going to do when we stop giving?
Mm-hmm.
Because the only people that have something to fucking say are the motherfuckers that ain't going to give you a dime.
Mm. Yes, absolutely.
So that was
Absolutely.
that. But I will say that even with Fates being very, very upset with Stacy, shut up kind of me. You let me hold something. All my friends are so bougie, Miss Olivia. But anyway, I will say that even though Fates was very, very upset with Stacy, she did confirm that yes, she is in need. And I never doubted that. She is
Mhm.
definitely having a hard financial time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of confused. Like I said, I couldn't really get a. I was going in and out, about that whole situation. And God bless you, Stacy. If you're going through a hard time, I hope that you will, find your way through it. You know what I mean? Because I don't wish bad on nobody for real. You know what I
Nobody.
mean? When people
And that's
have,
what I kept saying. It don't matter what you think of somebody or what you think, honey. We all have been there. If they say different, they lying.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know I go through stuff
Exactly.
every day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't live in a glass. I don't live in a I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Just put me there. We work hard around here, for what we got, and I thank God for it.
Hallelujah.
So that's why I don't wish bad on nobody for real. You know
Nobody.
what I mean?
No, my
This is
my
not
issue
good.
was not that she needed help. Like I said, I always thought that she needed the help. I never understood where that came from. Yeah, I mean, people don't think about it when they say things like that. That would cause somebody to be super methodical, just come
Mm.
out the blue. That's not the point. The point was how she treated the people in the process. To me,
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
was speaking on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that,
I
then
get
so
what
it's
you
that
mean.
story, then it's late, then it's tea lounge, then I guess
Yeah.
I'll drop down because I guess you're just about to start the Rick and Rita, which was girl.
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Girl. Oh, she dropped off. What you been up to, Andrea?
I just been taking care of my kids and my grandson. Okay.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, so that's what But I just wanted to. I'm gonna leave because I got a meeting I gotta go to. But
Okay.
yeah, tell Miss Olivia thank you so much for letting me come up on the panel. Y'all have a good
Okay,
day.
I'll let her know. Okay, bye. Good talking to you.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Yes, y'all. Lord, y'all. Yeah, I did. Levon, was that you in Pettyville yesterday that told me that made a funny joke and you said don't answer it? Was that you? I saw it after the fact. Girl, that took me out. That was a very, very funny joke. Hey, Miss Olivia.
Oh Lord. Let me say you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Child, I exited myself off the video, child.
We saw. I said, well, let me stay.
Thank you for staying. Oh my God, you saved me. But I don't know. Have you ever heard of a content creator called Hound Dog, or is this a troll in the back?
I've never heard of that person. Do you have your whatchamacallit? Why don't you put that up?
Well, that's true. Let me put the banner up because I don't play those types of games. Oh, thank you, Sassy, for holding me down, child. I was like, oh my God.
Okay. Girl, I hate when we do stuff like that. And then you don't even know it. If you be on like a 5-second delay, you don't even know what the hell is going on till it's too late.
Girl. Let's see who this is. Hello, Hound Dog.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. I have a serious question to ask.
Okay.
Is Tracy really Terrence?
Oh, this lady does that every time. I wonder who she is.
Oh, so she
That's
just trolling.
yes, her
Child,
trolling. That's how she trolls.
let me get it off of here, child. I
No,
thought
I
she had
think
something to say
Tracy is
to
a
me.
man.
Well, we're
Oh,
not talking about Tracy, baby. We're not doing that. So I see you later, okay? Now, if you want to ask a question pertaining to the conversation, you're more than welcome. If not, we're going to see you later, okay?
I just wanted to know if she has dick and balls. That's all.
Okay.
okay. Girl, goodbye.
Yeah, yeah,
Girl,
goodbye. Bye. Bye, child. Bye. She going
girl,
to have
why
to take it.
why
Okay,
did
she
they
going to have to
wait?
take it.
Why do they
Child.
wake? How do they wake up with a hard on for other people that they don't even know? Kills me.
I
I
don't
just
know. Tracy ain't
it's
even in the conversation,
ain't
child.
even in the conversation. Ain't girl, it's just so weird. But that person, that's their only troll line, which is very
Mm.
funny. So I don't know who that is.
Well,
And
she
she's
got a hold on for Tracy then, right?
ooh, baby treat. I don't know what, baby. Teresa done done some stuff on these streets, so I don't know if
Mm.
that person was her bestie or what, but she does it every time. But
Okay.
I never remember her name. So this, I don't know if she changes her name or if I just don't recall the name because I don't see it.
But Sassy girl, moving right along, child. Stranger things have happened. At least we didn't get
Oh,
a
Soul
ping
Sister
bit.
calling me out. Let me change. Go ahead. Let me change because Soul Sister calling me out. Let me change to my work outfit because that does look a bit.
Whoop.
Okay, there we
But do
go.
you want to respond to Soul Sister before we go on to Rick and Rita? Because I want you
No,
to get
no,
up there.
she's being sweet, messy. She said, "Is that your work outfit?" So I had to switch to a real work
Oh,
outfit.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Well,
go
anyways,
ahead.
yeah, I'm
You
so
want me to
confused.
drop down?
No, I want you to stay up here
Stay.
because I want to
Okay,
bounce some ideas up off of you.
okay,
Since I
cool.
got you here, since we got pretty good comprehension skills, and
Okay.
so you know how they go around here sometimes. But anyway, moving right along. So when it comes to the Rick and Rita situation, like I said earlier, I was conflicted. I was conflicted because I thought that now initially I was, and I'm sure you was here too, Sassy, but I don't know if you was or not. I remember way back the first time I heard about a Rick Reed was Rick Reed appearing on Geisha's channel, Geisha 304 or 504, whatever it is channel. You know, speaking very derogatory about Rita as well as her children. That is the first time I heard of Rick Reed, and I felt like, as it pertains to me. Now I don't know if he was here before, but I had never heard of him before then, right? So going forward, I guess Rita at some point forgave him for what he did. Now for me, I have always been conflicted about the fact that she was able to forgive him and move on about not only talking about her but more over her children, right? But people do what people do, so that they got along. And also, here's a conflict for me, Sassy. I felt like, um because of I felt like, you know I don't understand why I felt like they were led into this drama, right? I felt like they was led into this drama because of what certain a certain content creator was saying, and I thought that they were tighter than that. Now, all this stuff that Rick was saying about her and all of this and all of that, he said that he was saying that because he was tired of her and he wanted to get rid of her. But if they had a relationship in the background on the phone or whatever, don't you just have to block the person and don't talk to them no more? Is that not a good way to get rid of them if you don't want to be in contact with them anymore? So his excuse for doing what he did online, unprovoked, in my opinion, or provoked by what a certain content creator was saying, I was confused about that. Do you see what I'm saying? And also, I was
Yeah.
confused about certain people saying it was a play. I don't believe it was a play. I felt like Rita's feelings was really hurt. I feel like she really was crying yesterday. And I also feel like Rick at some point felt bad about what he did to Rita, because he, later on came out with that story about, he had a friend and he lost his friend to, I guess, overdose. I feel like that was Rick feeling guilty about what he did to Rita. But I felt like he did what he did to Rita, because he was being, he allowed certain things being said about him and Rita's relationship to push him towards what he did to her yesterday. And I felt like at some point in time he felt like that was wrong. Now, that is where the conflict is for me. What about you?
Well, ironically, I was able to ask him. He was in
Mm,
Triple Red's chat this morning. So I said, I'm doing
mhm.
commentary on this Sunday. Are
Okay.
you are you remorseful? Do you hate the way that do you dislike the way that this all panned out? He said, at the Sassy Show, no, capital No,
Mm,
not
mm.
at all.
Wow.
That's
Really?
what he said after sleeping on it, because I would have had the same thought process as you, because that's why he came out here and he was crying over his friend that had passed and the drug
Mhm.
related. And Rick says that he was a drug dealer, so we don't know what kind of trauma comes from being a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Um, this it's not, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I assume that, Lord have mercy, he's super reactionary. He didn't came,
Mm,
he had already lost his good friend in Harley Q. And so
mhm.
he turned that anger over to Rita, thinking that it was partially Rita's fault for continuing the drama instead of just letting him handle it. And so
Mm,
then he took it out on Rita. Enough was enough. I do feel like he's being
mhm.
truthful when he says, I'm done. I'm free. I'm happy. I didn't know how to get out of this toxic relationship. And
Mhm.
he didn't say this part, but I'll say it. The only way I
Mhm.
knew how to get out of this toxic relationship is to battle toxic with toxic.
Mm.
That's what I felt,
Wow.
you know what I mean? And I do feel that people on here connect with like-minded people the same way that they do in the real world.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so they are very similar. If you have a friend that's a drug addict and you're crying because you don't feel like you were there, that's very traumatic. You were a drug dealer, so who knows how many times you got robbed, how many times you've seen somebody OD, how many times, you know what I'm saying? And then we all
Mhm.
know that Rita has had a lot of trauma in her own personal life and with her
Mhm.
husband and her children. So that's
Yes.
trauma bonding, right? So that's just birds of a
Mhm.
feather, right? So
Yes.
because you can't tell me that someone is keeping you on the phone till 4 a.m. but you're on the phone till 4 a.m.
Right.
See, right?
Right.
So that would never be me. Miss Olivia could call me all day at 3:59, and first time I'm be like, girl, I'll be sleeping. If I'm not asleep, I don't want to talk. And then that's
Okay.
gonna stop that right there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're not
absolutely.
right. And I'm not your good Judy. I'm not your good girlfriend for you to be
Mhm.
calling me in the middle of the night crying about something. You need to call like the people that know the history of that I met you on YouTube and I'm just shucking and jiving. And then occasionally, you know, I mean, I'm not going to put down a 4-year virtual relationship. I get it. You know, occasionally things are going to happen where, you know, someone's passed, or, you know, someone's going to a wedding, or, you know, somebody's going to a baby shower. I get that kind of stuff. But these deep, dark secrets that they're telling each other, whose fucking business is it that your daughter is on here selling herself? Whose business is that?
Right. And you know, that's another thing. I'm like, you know, Sean Bradley said best stay off them phones. I don't understand how people YouTube is not therapy. And if you don't know these people for real, how can you share your personal life? How can you share, you know, what's going on with you for real as well as your family? And then I heard Rick Reed said, you know, she pretty much spilled all her tea to me, but she don't know nothing about me. You know, so if the conversation is one-sided, don't you at some point take a moment to, notice that he ain't saying nothing about his personal life, and you
No.
telling all your tea?
No, you don't, because that's not what you need. You need to vent. You know,
Yeah, you need to
she's the
vent.
person that needs to vent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then
yeah,
he might just be the person that's extra, extra nosy, and he's already invested in the story. So he's just there to listen. You know, there's all
right,
these different type of dynamics. Levon
right.
asked me, so you think Rita was wrong for asking Rick what Harley Q was talking about when she said Bill was spazzing out? Absolutely not. Of course. But she asked him that personally, right? Or was that on live? I don't know that part, because I didn't get invested in this story till yesterday. So if she asked him privately, of course. I mean, who is not going to ask that? But then
Right.
Rick had to spill his own tea. She got her answer and say, every time you would tell me something, I would go tell my other close friends.
Mm,
So for the
mm.
4 years that you have been confiding in me, I've been telling them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you,
I
Shanti.
found it. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? But and then I didn't but I was like, wow, not only did he spill her tea, he was saying what she said about Tracy D, and then Tracy D and her daughter got involved,
Can you
with the
imagine your
situation.
daughter knowing you know, do people, I don't care how old you get, your parents don't tell you all their business.
I know, right? I was like,
So we
wow.
don't even know if she knew the business, and I would be devastated. Did she find this shit out on YouTube?
That was gonna be my next comment. Did she find this out on YouTube?
And
You know,
Tracy, I don't know you. I'm just speaking on commentary. Why are you telling anybody that? That is between you and your husband. Don't
yes,
tell nobody that. I mean, girl, it has to be like your sister who ain't gonna tell your parents. It got to be
yeah,
your best friend that don't have no
yeah,
contact with no. Y'all got to
yeah,
have a better discerning spirit. Thank
yes.
God for my
Eh,
sister. If I tell my sister not to tell my parents something, she ain't gonna tell them, you know. But
exactly,
but
exactly.
girl, that's the only person. I mean, why would I want you to know my husband? And then he ain't just cheating, child. He got a whole relationship with a whole nother young girl
Yeah,
that's our daughter's age. Oh no,
yeah.
no. And I
And if
stand.
that was
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me, girl. You
was
know,
that was the question. I mean, was the picture on Rick Reed's wall the girl
I
that he
didn't.
was fooling with?
I did not go look at it, but they told me yes. I sometimes I
So,
refuse to look at
mhm.
docs and stuff. I didn't go check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I seen the picture and I was like, well, is this the girl and then my thing is, I would never tell somebody, not even my own best friend, what's going on in my home. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I live in a small town and everybody eventually gonna find out anyway. But I'd be dang if I'm gonna tell somebody online. And moreover, I'm not even gonna tell, because what go on in my marriage is between me and my husband at the end of the day. Do you see what I'm saying? And I was just, and then Trey, okay, now Rita wanting to vent and Rita being Rita, okay, I can see that. But I can't see Tracy D spilling that kind of tea. I thought that she was more, more cosmopolitan, if you will, than that. I don't know, but perhaps I'm
Mm.
wrong, because she did go to a court to meet a stranger, basically to meet somebody that was clearly fangirling over, and she went to court to meet her to strike up a relationship with her. So maybe
Exactly.
not.
I think what we have to realize, especially if you don't have that mindset, that a lot of people are fanning out, and a lot of people are putting people on pedestals, and a lot of people
Yeah,
are so invested that they want
yeah.
to be. See, I mean, hold on. I think my delivery is here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry. Remind me because I
Okay.
want to say something about the fanning out girl.
Okay, okay, I sure will. So yeah, but I think that Sassy is right. about the fangirl part. She's gonna speak more about it when she come back. But I don't. So, but Wild Card said Tracy D seems to get way too involved with the CC. Well, you know what I would have to. Well, she clearly got involved, overly involved, in my opinion, with that lady in Chicago for whatever reason. You know, and a lot of people get way too invested, and that's why people tend to pick a side. Because they get overly invested. But for somebody like me, I'm always going to think critically about anything that comes out of anybody's mouth. Um, and that is also another reason why I can separate YouTube from my real life, because I don't want to speak on any of my personal issues with anybody on YouTube. I don't know y'all like that. And I wouldn't even speak about, I'm the type of person to where I don't tell what's going on with my home, going on in my home, even with my friends offline. I just don't do stuff like that because I wasn't raised that way. Now, I really took it to heart when my mama said, "What go on in the house, stay in the house." Okay, I took that to heart, especially as it pertains to my personal relationship and the relationship that I have with my family members. That ain't nobody in the world's business but the people in my family. So that's the way I see it. But I'm assuming everybody don't think like that. But child, I guess it is what it is. But I'm not finna tell nobody my business. I don't
Well,
understand
I,
that.
I
Go
think
ahead, sis.
I was gonna say the fangirl stuff. So I really didn't
Yeah.
understand this because we're not
Mhm.
celebrities or anything like that.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
or anything close to it. We're not a D-list like nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's no money to be gained. There's nothing. It's
Right.
just being close to that person. And
Mm.
I feel like, I mean, obviously, excuse me, she has that bug because that's what she did with Fabe. And then as soon as they
Right.
fell out, she went and found someone else that she could be super close to say that, and then they became besties overnight, what appeared
Mm.
overnight to me, and then you're
Yeah.
involving your children. The children are in the house and talking to this person and talking to that person. So there's some type, again, birds of a feather. There's some type of trauma bonding
Mm.
that
Mm.
happens there. People will seek like-minded people. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But as far as the fanning out stuff, I absolutely agree with you because we are all just people on an entertainment application. You know what I mean? And maybe some people, mental illnesses at play, and also maybe there are a lot of lonely people in the world. Maybe she don't have nobody else to talk to. I don't know, but you better tell it to God. So when it comes to me and my relationship, as far as my family, I'm not telling nobody but God outside of
Hold
my
on,
family.
y'all.
This is the way I think. So
I'll be right back again. One more delivery, then I'm done. Hold on.
okay, no problem. Says kind to me says y'all are though, too many of us because of the entertainment each channel brings. Oh, so are you saying kind to me that some people see people as like celebrities and stuff, and that's why they start fanning out and and swinging for them and all of that? I guess for some people that's true. And I also think that there are, like I said before, there are a lot of lonely people in the world. And maybe perhaps because you can speak directly to that person, maybe that's the reason why some of this talking behind the scene goes on. Because at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, I understand that everybody needs somebody. But if you don't know this person for real, I'm assuming people think they because they're online and people are speaking things about what they say is their personal life, they feel like they have some camaraderie with that person, because like Sassy said, birds of a feather tend to flock together. You know what I mean? But you also have to take into account who it is that you're speaking to. And if you're speaking to a person and you know that they're messy and you are a fan of them because they are messy, and you get behind the scenes with them and start telling your tea, what makes you think that one day on Mad Day they ain't gonna spill your tea? You know,
But
that
listen, I don't want like for me to tell women not to be feminine and not to be in their feelings. That's not really my brand, right? That's not what I think in real life. I'm
right,
not
yeah, me
saying that you
either.
right. I'm not saying that you can't express yourself to people. I'm saying at
Right,
at a certain age, right? You
right,
have to understand who to invest in regards to those type of situations. Like if you just kikiing it, then kiki it. That's cool. That nobody's the wiser. But when you
right.
start deep diving, sending pictures to
Yes.
somebody. Like that shit me and my best friend that I've been known for 25 years will do. She'd be like, girl, send me the picture. Oh, look at this bitch, blah, blah, blah. Why
Right,
would I
right.
send the picture to somebody I just met on YouTube? And then let's not forget, Rita sent that picture to Rick. And then guess
Yeah.
what? Rick sent that picture to his homegirls.
Yes, yes. What do you think was gonna happen? And so yeah, but as far as Rita go, yeah, she got to take accountability. For the part that she played in it. You know, Rick got to take accountability for whatever part that he played it for, as well as Tracy D and who did say April and Harley Q and whoever. You know what
What
I
was
mean? It was
April's
just
part? I missed that.
the only thing now I couldn't listen to hours and hours. I don't have that type of attention span, and then I
Mhm.
have to I have a life. But from all I heard was Rita was talking bad about some clothes that she bought from on site April, and that's all I heard. Rita was talking bad about some clothes that she purchased from on site April. I'm sure somebody else can expound on it, but that's the only part as it pertained to on site April that I heard. Now I don't know if it was more said, but
Mhm.
and I heard it was something about some phone call. Somebody blocked somebody on the phone. She blocked April, or April blocked her, or it was something. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
girl,
I
did you know this? Because I just found this out in Triple Red this morning. Girl,
mm,
did you know that Rita said that Rick came to her and said, would you have an issue if I start canoodling with VS? Because we're not getting the numbers over here, sis. I'm paraphrasing. We ain't getting the numbers over here. So I'm about to canoodle with VS, go over there and do an interview with her, give her some tea. Also, Rita said that he knew April's full government and I guess some other information that he was going to give to VS, all for this girl. Yes, honey. Said Rita, this I'm hearing Rita say this. Triple Red is playing it back, right? Like you said, I missed, what I'm saying? I couldn't stay in 7 hours. I'm hearing Rita say, and April, they was about to get you, and Pizarro, they wanted to form a team to take you down.
what?
Baby, that's what she said out of her mouth, honey. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what she said, child.
Oh Lord, no, I did not hear that part.
I didn't
Wow.
either. That's what I said. I said, oh, well,
So,
damn.
well, is all of this just a play, or when all the crying and stuff back and forth, is it all just a play for numbers? I mean, like what's
But
going
I don't.
on?
But see, I'm not gonna go with a play because I mean that would
Mhm.
make that means Rita needs to be on somebody's
Well,
SAG awards or something because we heard the hurt in her voice.
well, yeah, now that's true. See, but that's true. That's true because I heard her voice and I felt like it was real. I felt like she couldn't believe Rick was coming out here spilling all his personal tea and all the stuff that they had said back and forth. So yeah, you're right about that.
Did you see he said that she had a STD in her booty hole?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
Lord.
said, what?
Oh my God.
And this is from her mouth. She was crying when she said it. She said, bro, you told them I had gonorrhea in my ass.
Oh,
I said, what?
of course. Yeah.
It's
Girl,
not
you
funny.
spilling too
I'm
much of
laughing.
your own tea.
Girl, girl.
What the world? How do you? Okay, I'm just gonna leave
Okay.
that alone.
Uh-uh.
Now, I don't want to. Now, sassy.
You
I am very visual. Okay. Now, I don't want to have this in my mind, trying
hey,
to,
baby,
baby.
they was backdooring it and it didn't go too well.
Ooh, girl. Ooh,
Uh,
girl. Ooh,
I,
ooh,
I
ooh,
mean,
girl.
it's like, okay,
Mm.
so apparently he did say it because she's crying that he said it. But
Yeah.
so
Oh.
is he just flat out lying on you, or did you literally tell this man that? Who would say that?
Well, now,
I'm
if
like,
she's
ring,
crying,
ring, 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 ring,
confirming.
ring, ring, ring,
If
Miss
she right,
Olivia, girl, you sitting
girl.
down?
Mm,
You
I'm sitting
sitting
down
down? I
here.
gotta tell you something.
Girl, what?
Girl, Leroy, me and Leroy, girl, you know how me and Leroy like to do what we do in the booty, 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 right?
Right.
Girl, I had to go to the doctor. Girl, they said I got gonorrhea in my booty.
Girl, no. I can't. Oh, please forgive me, Rita. I'm
Rita,
laughing at
Rita,
Sassy.
Rita, we don't think this funny, but we can't, girl.
No,
We don't know what else to do with this shit. I mean,
yeah, I just can't believe somebody would confirm something like that.
what's that?
Baby, that is beyond oversharing. Okay, that is in my opinion, as a woman, from woman to woman, that is beyond oversharing. Never would I ever. Some stuff you got to take to your grave with you, child.
I
My God.
mean,
Oh
my
Lord.
God.
Well, what did Rick say was the outcome? I mean, did she confront Bill or whoever? Did she know who gave it to her? And
I
did
don't.
she confront him?
All I heard was this morning a clip from Rita crying, literally
Ooh.
saying, "And you told him I had gonorrhea in my ass, bro."
Oh,
That's all I heard. So I was like, "Oh Lord, he had to have
oh,
said it." And I
oh,
don't know. I don't know. I don't. I like I said, I missed as much as I saw yesterday. I still missed. You know,
I missed that too. Oh
Hey,
my
Sydney Boo,
God.
baby, it's just food junkie. Are you sitting down?
Oh my God. Like I said, Rita, I'm not laughing at you, babe. I'm just laughing.
We
My
said,
God. I was taken aback by that. Sassy got me on that.
okay,
Okay, now.
it is sassy bringing the bone, but Rita, you know what happened. But girl, we think it's funny because it's so horrible. Like we don't
It's
know what else to
unbelievable.
do. Girl, this is sad. Like that's what I'm saying. If it's a play, my nigga,
My
my
God.
nigga, my God.
Talk about that's taking deprecation to a whole new level.
Whole nother level. That's why I had to tell you that stuff. That's
Ooh,
because it's contextual. If it's a play,
ooh,
damn, you gonna put your daughter out there like that? You gonna put your
ooh,
husband out there like that? Come on now.
ooh,
Come on now.
ooh, Sassy, I have been taken aback. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's a
even gonna.
lot. It's a lot.
J
It's
Truth said,
so
can that
unbelievable.
happen? Yeah, J Truth, that can happen. Yes, ma'am. You can get a yes, absolutely, it can happen. You know,
Mm,
if you're doing
mm.
sexual things back there, it can happen. Everything that can happen in the front can happen in the back. hmm That's why I was just
Ooh.
taken aback. My
Mm-hmm.
goodness gracious, it
Mm.
made my head hurt. Sassy, why you do that to me?
Girl, you had to. I'm not gonna be the only one with this tea.
Oh,
And I know you didn't hear it because I just heard it in triple red and you was live too. Girl, I can't.
absolutely.
Yeah, the daughter was a prostitute. And this is another thing. Saying the daughter was out there on the street selling her body. Some
Mm.
man comes up to Bill to say, "Yo, man, are you sitting down? I got pictures of your daughter. How the fuck did you get pictures of my daughter? And why is you coming? What's going on here?"
Oh my God. Oh, is that how why she think her daughter was a is that why she was saying her daughter was a prostitute?
Girl, Rick is telling us that she told him the story. That's
That's what
how
I'm
they
saying.
found out.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So some guy
Yeah.
actually came up to him on the street and said your
Yes.
daughter is a prostitute and I got pictures of her?
Yes, girl.
Oh my God.
Girl, that
Well,
sounds
of course said it was Bill's cousin, allegedly. Child.
not the cousin.
Oh Lord, that's what
Oh
Wild Boy
God, where are
said.
my pearls? Where are my pearls? I can't and I shan't.
Well, I just ripped mine off when you said the
Girl,
ooh.
they just bouncing all on the floor, child. I
So I'm
can't.
really cool.
It's
If I don't
just
be careful, I'm gonna fall on one of them.
don't slip on one of the pearls, darling. Girl,
Judge
it's
your fault, Sassy.
right. Girl, no, that's their fault. That's what I be having to tell them on Sunday. Look, don't get
Well,
mad at me. Y'all put this shit out here. I don't know nothing about y'all.
bro, okay. Oh my
This is
God.
called a
But that's
recap.
what I mean about I understand that everybody needs somebody to talk to, but baby, some stuff you need to take to Jesus and leave it there.
Just, I mean, ain't no way. Yeah, it's
Especially,
me.
okay.
Nobody knows it's me because I changed my picture. This is my day outfit, y'all.
But Santi, especially okay. Now this is a serious question. Knowing the history, Rita knows the history when it comes to Rick Reed, right? Rita knows that Rick Reed came out and busted her out on Geisha 305 concerning herself as well as her children. So, okay, you made up, right? But wouldn't you like not tell somebody that's done you so dirty before all of this personal information? Why would you think that's cool? Like, what is the mentality behind that?
Okay, this is my theory. They're so used to abuse They're so used to high
Mm.
levels of toxicity. They're
Yeah.
so used to
Mm.
being belittled and and just treated poorly, that
Mm.
it's, I feel like it's almost a love language. Like, oh, you did this to me, you talked about my children poorly, but it's okay. Like,
Mm.
I've done that too. It's okay. We'll be good.
Mm.
And then they bond on that.
Mm. 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 I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that analogy. I absolutely do. And it's unfortunate. But yes, some people are so used to toxicity and abuse that they will,
Embrace it.
they will really cling to another
Yep.
person that has abused them because they're so used to it. That's why sometimes domestic violence abusers pick the same man, pick
Yes.
another man that is going to abuse them. You know what I mean? So I agree with that.
And I'm
Absolutely.
and I'm not saying that that's just one way. I want to be very clear, Rick, if you're listening. I think that you
Mm.
must be used to some type of high level of toxicity and abuse as well. Because
Yeah.
I do not think that you were lying or over exaggerating when you said, I
Mm.
am tired. I'm
Mm.
tired.
I know. Yeah.
I can't do this no more. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm
Yeah.
tired. And I think
Yeah.
that it's because maybe he was on the other side of that abusive relationship in the past, or something, where he was, the codependent, one that was, that perhaps had a few things together or whatever. He said, he
Mhm.
also dropped T and said that he had to block on-site April and
Mm.
um Rita because they were asking for money on a regular basis.
Mm. Now I didn't hear that either. But as far as him being tired, in retrospect, I'm assuming, that is the reason why he came out with that story about when he told about his friend or associate that had OD'd.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would make sense that he remembered that story,
Yeah.
because he was talking about being tired of what he was, dealing with Rita. It had become overwhelming, and he didn't know how to get out of it. So I understand what you're saying, but he had been used to a certain level of toxicity as well. You
Oh,
know what I mean? And
absolutely. I
so
mean,
it
anybody
was
that
heavy
comes on
dealing
live
with.
and anybody that comes on live and drinks straight out of a bottle all night long for
Yeah,
8, 9, 10 hours, and the
yeah,
whole liquor. I mean, he knows that, and I was happy for him when he stopped doing that publicly, because
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's clearly comes from some level of pain or toxicity. You know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah,
just not all Rita's fault. It's just that's who he gravitated towards, because that's who apparently somehow, somewhere in his history, that's what he's used to. So
hmm,
it's like I said, I can find shit to laugh about this story, but it's not just
yeah,
black and white. This shit is deep, dark,
yeah. It
and
is deep.
girl,
Yeah, that's
it's
why you was I was agreeing with you when you said when you first came on, Sassy, and said these stories are deep. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so,
they're
cause
deep.
there's a lot going on. I mean, it's like serious big. When you go to telling stuff like I had an STD in my behind, girl, that's a lot for somebody
It's
to
a
hear and
lot.
process.
It's a lot.
Ooh, and then you don't want to burden somebody, with all of your burdens. That's not really what you do to a friend. Like
Mhm.
honestly, in my opinion, you know what I mean? I'm just so confused about all the oversharing at the end of the day. Goodness gracious to life. Mm-mm. Well, sassy girl, I'm gonna get over here. But let me tell you this, baby, and I want you to do your closing remarks or whatever. And I can't wait for your show Sunday, because I know you're gonna bring clarity to all this in only a way that you can bring clarity to it in a very entertaining manner. So child, just thank you for joining me today and being my sidekick. And child, oh Lord, oh thank you. I hadn't heard some of this stuff. I'm taking it back. I got to go, child. Sassy, y'all
I'm
hold. I
sorry.
guess
I'm sorry. I was trying
it.
to answer an email on mute. Um, Thank you for letting me up. Yes, I'm a little scared to go live on Sunday. I think they're gonna dox me, kill me, and then dox my family.
Oh,
And
oh
so I need
Lord,
all the yeah, because I'm dealing with some heavy hitters, honey, because I got to go, you know what I'm saying? And
child.
sometimes they don't want to laugh about this trauma. And
Ooh,
I don't know no other way to put it out but to, you know what I'm saying, to bring out the humor in it. So just send me some good vibes, some blessings, and you know what I'm saying? We just try to, you know, fight that fire with, you know what I'm saying, with some heavenly fire, honey. I don't know what to do. Just keep, shit.
child, I'm gonna
Keep
pray
me in
for
the
you in the name of Jesus. I'm gonna pray that you washed in the blood. Okay.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, because baby,
But I can't.
I don't
I
want you
can't
to
wait
be
to Sunday.
I don't want
Huh?
you to be thinking about assholes and gonorrhea the rest of the day, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See, you gave me that visual, and I'm gonna have an issue. I'm not gonna lie, Sassy, all day long. It's gonna be because I'm gonna be overthinking this thing because I was taken aback. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Now,
Oh
now,
God. Oh,
girl, I just did not hear. I did not expect to hear that come out of your mouth, child.
cannot, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it, but honey, I can't and I shan't. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on these streets. So good you back. All right, I'll see you tomorrow whenever you go live, honey.
Okay, baby, I can't wait to hear you Sunday because I know
Okay.
it's gonna be very entertaining, and I will be tuning in.
Thank you so much. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Sassy. Well, y'all, my God, I don't know whatever else to say. I did. You know what? This is what I'm gonna say in closing. In closing, I'm going to say that all of these stories, the T Lounge story, the Rick and Rita story, even the what is it like the Stacy Robinson story, um, it's real deep and ah ah I am here for the commentary, but even I have been surprised of the lack of communication skills, the lack of oversharing, the lack of maturity as it pertains to some of the things that have been said. And I am a firm believer of when you got something as personal as some of the things that are being discussed, the only person you take those deep discussions to is Jesus. Okay, because I'm going to die with a whole bunch of my stuff. Okay, it's between me and my God. And so, but like I said, everybody needs somebody and everybody needs somebody to talk to. It is just unfortunate that some of the people that you think you can trust online because you think you know them because you know they are your favorite content creator, but on Mad Day, they're gonna spill your tea because a lot of people use your confidences, the confidence. Now we have seen this, and y'all know I'm not lying. A lot of people get information on people, so that in the future they can, when y'all fall out, they're going your personal information is going to turn into commentary, right? Now I don't think that, let me just say, I don't think that that is what happened between Rick and Rita, right? I believe Rick when he say he was tired. I believe that. I just hate that he felt like he had to come out here and give away all of Rita's information just to so-called shake her off his back or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if any of this is true or not, but if Rita is crying, confirming it, it would make one think that it is true, or some of it anyway. You know what I mean? It is up to you what me. I don't believe or disbelieve anything. Everything is allegedly, okay? In my opinion, I don't have nothing against Rick, and I don't have nothing against Rita. I don't have nothing against the Tea Lounge. I'm in Brown, Fifi, Nubiology, anybody that I mentioned in this commentary today. Lady Nika, did I miss anybody? Uh, whoever I spoke about today. This is just my commentary, and these subjects are so deep. Um, this is just my commentary, child, and my God, I hate that Rita was, Rita was crying with disappointment in my opinion. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Um, I just hate that it had to come out in the way that it did because a lot of people are getting a lot of good kikis off of that, and Rita just know I wasn't getting a good kiki about your circumstance allegedly. I was just taken aback. That's all. But never would I ever kiki about something so allegedly something so personal. Nor would I ever share it with anybody. But this is a great example of why you don't overshare. Okay, it ain't no friends on YouTube. I don't care how you think you know us as content creators or how you think you know your good Judy, how good you think you know your good Judy in the comment section. Okay, if you have not met these people offline, eventually on Mad Day, some of these people are gonna spill your tea because I don't care what nobody say. I do not believe that talking on these phones to people that you really don't know for real is a good thing. All right, in my opinion. That is my opinion. And everybody got a right to do what they want to do. But for me, okay, okay, Sassy, I'm gonna go right over and listen to it. So Sassy said Rick is live, Miss O. He was probably in here. Okay, Sassy, thanks for letting me know, child, because I wouldn't have known. But I'm gonna go listen to what he got to say, child. But like I said, I ain't got nothing against nobody. This is just my commentary. Y'all know I'm gonna tell it the way I see it, and it is what it is. I said what I said. My commentary is my commentary. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go over to Rick Reed's while I get my washing started and do my other household chores. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You guys stay safe, child. Bye bye. Peace. Mm, mm, mm.